Hello, welcome to the Walk and Love podcast. I'm TJ.
And I'm Brooke.
And today we're going to talk.
I do need help. Ouch.
I already committed. I already hit record.
My headphone just slapped me in the head so hard. Oh, my word.
I go, are you ready? She's like, yes. And then I hit record and it was too late. And then the headphone hit her. And it was like, we got to go for it.
We're doing it.
Anyway, I also feel like this room is kind of hot.
I'm very sweaty all of a sudden.
But maybe that's from the laughter.
Maybe.
Okay. Thank you for listening. Thank you for making us part of your week.
Turn the fan on?
Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea. I'm going to keep talking though,
drenched.
like you're
Yes.
sitting across from me.
Okay.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for making us part of your week. And thank you for shopping the spring collection. We didn't have an episode last week to thank you for that. So we're thanking you now.
Oh. Sorry, was that loud?
Bro, just
ran into
the microphone trying to sit down. So we're just crushing it over here. So last week was Easter and my brother and his family were here.
That breeze
so
is nice.
Oh, that does feel nice. And so we didn't record an episode, but we're back and we're very thankful for the way you guys shopped the spring collection.
Yes.
And we also realized while we were sitting here talking about this episode that the tea of the month comes out at the end of this week.
Yeah.
So
crazy.
Let's make the password crazy.
With a C or a K?
It's not glue.
Okay.
It's just with a C.
Okay.
Use the password crazy. We'll give you 1 day early access to get to the tea of the month. Do you want to tell them anything about the tea of the month?
Well, here's the thing.
We panicked.
Even a week ago, I was like, what does it say again? I know that I love it. I know that I liked it. I know that I approved it. I'm totally going to wear it. But for the life of me, if you handed me, this is what I said, if you handed me $1,000 right now, TJ, I could not tell you what that shirt is about to say.
One, you just use my name, which you never do on the podcast. So I feel like I'm in trouble.
Oh,
and
no.
I'm just like, are you flirting with me? Am I in trouble or are you flirting with me? It could go either way. This is crazy. There's part of me too that doesn't know exactly what it says right now in this moment because we had
Wait, doesn't it say?
I believe so, but I'm not 100% sure. Because here's what happened. The spring collection came out. It did well. It didn't do as well as some of our other collections. And there were some sellers that didn't do great. Particularly, God is greater than anything that the world could throw at you. So we analyzed and we're like, why is this? Is it the colors? Is it the design? And our next tea of the month design looked pretty similar.
It was similar.
And so we were like,
let's change it up.
If this is the worst seller, we don't want to then a tea of the month to be similar. So we changed it up last minute, which is some of the confusion that we're having in our brains. Also, I'm designing the summer collection.
That's why I'm also confused.
And the June tea of the month right now. So
I don't know. Does it say that?
Yeah, I think it does.
Okay.
But I'm not confident enough to say it here
right now.
But if you use the password crazy and it's not here yet, it gets here this week. Because we had to because we switched the design, so it's a little bit delayed. Normally we'd have it in hands.
Right.
A lot is happening.
I really like it though.
Yes. I know what the design looks like. I'm just not sure what the words say.
But y'all, you should
It's going to be great and you should buy it.
Crazy.
So, yeah. So thank you for shopping the spring collection. Tea of the month.
What are we talking about today? I feel like you didn't deliver the intro.
Yes. Today.
The headphone slap.
The headphone slap was a big distraction.
This episode slaps. Literally.
There are Brooke one-liners that are just so good. And that was it.
Thank you, TJ.
Oh, gosh. I mean,
what is happening? Are you going to cry?
I don't know. I have so many emotions. Anyways, I'm so distracted by Brooke using my name.
I'm just not a name user.
You aren't. What was the question?
What's this episode?
This episode is about asking for help. And so we're going to try something right now. We're going to talk shorter this time. We talk
shorter, less words.
Save time, less words do. What are you going to do with all that extra time?
Are you saying see the world or sea world?
Perfect. I don't know.
They see. So, yeah, we're just going to jump right into the topic at hand.
Sure.
Unless we have any segments.
I don't.
We don't. I have a song of the week.
I'm glad you brought them up, though, because we don't have them. Instead of just jumping right into the topic.
I just wanted to make sure. I have a song of the week. Worship song of the week.
Oh,
You ready for it?
oh, that new band.
Yeah.
What if it just started like...
Time says, don't move, play it safe. Clock ticks, whisper, walk away. My past mistakes beckoning, but you're here with me. You're here with me. You call me out on this tightrope. Never thought I'd go walking this far, but somehow it feels like...
So good.
So that line, you called me out on this tightrope. Never thought I'd go walking this far. I feel that in my life.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I don't deserve the tightrope. That's how I feel. But then I also like the tightrope is scary. And so it's like, well, if I could just walk back, but then I don't want to walk back. I want the security of walking back, but also I know that what that life is, and it's not a life of trusting the Lord.
Right.
And so there's actually more security in the tightrope. And I feel like that's the internal conflict of living by faith. And I feel that at times. Yeah. I've been feeling a lot of things lately.
Yeah.
And
One of which has led to our conversation today.
that's good. That's a good segue because I was about to like brain dump a bunch of feelings and emotions that would probably end up me not saying anything cohesive. So smart.
Smart.
Smart, Brooke. So this is a conversation. So we're going to just skip the front portion of the episode today. Just to try it out, see how we feel about it. You can let us know how you feel about it. This is a conversation that Brooke and I have had probably a few times in the last couple of months. And it usually...
Yeah. I mean, we've had varying conversations of this topic
for 13 years.
for our whole marriage, but because it's been around different subjects or in different seasons, I don't know if I've always been like, you know what, this is the same conversation.
Right.
Now I see it as the same conversation.
Yeah.
Does that make any sense?
Yeah, it does. To me, at least. And so the conversation is essentially like, and it happened just the other day. So I'll just play out the scenario that happened just the other day. So because my brother and his family were here, we were like off on our rhythm a little bit. And so there was one day, I normally don't work in the afternoon. Brooke works in the afternoon, but one day I was working up here in the afternoon on the June collection, which I think is going to be amazing. And Brooke was trying to do something on her computer. And I was like, hey, do you need my help? Or like, what are you doing? You know, you seem stressed. You seem kind of anxious. And you basically were like, correct me if I'm wrong. We're just like, I feel like I have so much to do and I'm not doing anything. And I'm just like circling around.
So I feel like I'm just walking from room to room.
Yeah.
Nothing ever gets accomplished. I also don't even know what I'm trying to accomplish.
Yeah. Yeah. You just were feeling swirly. That's a phrase that we use, swirly. Yep. And if you need to borrow that phrase, you're more than welcome to use it. Patent pending. TM.
Member FDIC.
And so I just asked, I said, do you need help? And you kind of like hemmed and hawed a little bit and were like, I don't really need help. I just want to finish this one thing. And I'm like, well, it sounds like you need help.
Right.
And I, in a loving way, I feel like it was loving.
Yeah.
It's like, why don't you ask me for help?
Right.
And this is the conversation that we have over and over again.
Yeah.
Brooke, it happens both ways for sure. There are times where I'm not asking for help, but I feel like it happens more the other way where you're not asking for help because you don't want to be bothersome or you forget, or we'll get into the reasons about it a little bit. But I think that it's a huge issue.
Yes.
In marriage, in relationship, even with our kids. Like this is something that we are not taught to do. We are not taught or not comfortable with or have insecurities around asking for help when we need help. I mean, kids are a great example of this. Sunny will, and there's part of the, I fall on both sides of this. Is like Sunny wants to buckle her seatbelt in, go for it. You'll need to learn that skill. I will allow you to learn that skill. And then the rage monster takes over, and she's like, she's pulling it too hard. It's snapping back. She literally can't reach, but she won't ask for help. And it's like, well, that's not healthy either. Like, and so you see this perfectly in kids, but that idea that
we carry that into adulthood.
we carry that into
We're just
adulthood,
not hopefully raging over our seatbelts.
right? But maybe something else. And so, like putting together IKEA furniture, or
I mean, for example,
that would be an example of like, I've been putting together furniture with this little wrench forever. Why don't they sell drill boat attachments with the same screw? I feel like I should have one, but every time I look, I just have a square. What's a square? I've never used a square in my life. Where's the octagon thing or whatever? I'd be like just a random, like,
right.
for
Like,
example, not a real life example, just like, for example, or like maybe like, hey, let's hang a floating shelf on this wall. And
There's all have to do with drills.
And
maybe that's your issue.
I will rage hang it because you want it there and treat you like garbage. And then accidentally
Rage hang it.
accidentally break off a screw inside the wall and have to putty and paint it all in the same night and then rehang the shelf. And then the next day come and ask for forgiveness because I'm a wild animal monster human being.
That was so long ago.
I know. I think about it quite often.
Yeah.
But
I do think that culturally, like, let me go, like, I wish you could see me, but like all the way up here.
but not really.
Not really, because I don't want that at all. So you're over it, guys. Sorry. Way up here, culturally,
It's crystal clear.
I think it's hard to ask for help.
Period.
Then I think you go, it's hard for women, I also think, to ask for help. Then you go into the faith community, and I think it's hard to ask for help. And then you're like, I'm a mom with little kids. It's hard. Like, I feel like, and I don't often speak this over myself or say like, yeah, that's me, but I feel like I check all those boxes.
Right. And then just the human nature of like, I can do, like, that's Sunny.
Yes.
Sunny is like, I can do it on my own.
Right. But see,
I'm a
here's what's
strong, confident,
interesting.
compassionate woman.
Okay, I know we're using my 4-year-old as an example, but she's consciously, and I see it happening in her. I don't want help. I don't need help. I've got this.
Yeah.
She'll even say that.
Yeah.
I, on the other hand, don't even realize I need help.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just talking to a friend about it, and she was like, oh, me. That's me.
Yeah.
I don't even, it's not even an option. I'm not like, no. I don't want your help, or I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can ask for help. I'm going to be turned down. This is scary. This makes me feel weird. It does not cross my mind
Right.
as an option, which is a form of, I guess, believing that I don't need it, or that I'm not worthy of it, or whatever. But acknowledging that and naming that, and since our conversation, which was only a couple days ago,
Right.
I've started asking myself, is this something someone could help me with? Because that's what I need.
Right.
Like, I need to actually stop what I'm doing. Sorry, guys, I'm like sick this week,
Yeah.
which makes my voice even worse, but I'm going to talk
You're
through
doing
it.
a great job.
It's not in pain. I'm like, I feel fine. I
Yeah.
just sound extra squeaky. Because it just won't occur to me.
Right.
For maybe my whole life. I don't know. Add my personality on top of it.
Right.
Like,
You just don't think I should ask for help in this moment.
no.
But when you do, because there are probably times when you do,
Yeah.
then what do you think? Like, what's that next step? Because
Right.
like, it's not like you go from like, I forgot to ask for help. I didn't ask for any help. I should have, to I'm going to ask for help right in this moment because I just remembered. Like, you don't jump from that one. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, there's still a progression there.
Yes.
Until you actually say, hey, TJ, I could use some help on this.
Like last night, I needed help making that balloon garland.
Yep.
And I told you before you left for the movies,
Yep.
I tried to tell you in advance, I need your help tonight so that we can just do it together and
Yep.
do it fast. And so like I thought to myself earlier in my day, okay, here's the 10 things that need to happen today
Yep.
on my Saturday. And that item was on my list. And I consciously pinpointed that is, can anybody help me with any of these things?
Right.
That was one that
Yep.
it was easy to be like, yes, that.
But 2 weeks ago, I probably would have come home and you would have been like,
Making it in a swirlicane.
and I'd have been like, do you need help with this?
I'm fine. Got it.
Like, well, it doesn't, I mean, there's tears on all these balloons. So
These balloons are sopping wet. So is that like the vibe they're going for at the
are they
party?
going for sad baby shower or?
I don't think I've ever cried over balloons, by the way. Y'all, I love balloons. But
So,
I hear your question. I don't exactly know the answer other than for me, like, I'm not someone who's like, I just refuse. I just want to do it myself.
Right.
I don't need help. I'm fine. And I think there's people in that category.
Absolutely.
And then
I
there's
think
people in the
we can also
category of,
find
like,
ourselves in that category. Like that isn't my default category, but I could be there
Right.
for certain things.
it's like a stubbornness
Yeah.
of not needing help.
Yeah.
And then there's the like, why would anybody help me?
That's where I live.
Right.
I'm unworthy.
Right.
People like
That's your default
my
to
default.
not ask it. If and when you don't ask, that's why.
I definitely am getting better at asking for help.
Because you're afraid they'll say no.
I'm afraid
Or-
that it will, my deep dark fear, which is that I'm unlovable and that no one actually likes me
Right.
and that everyone just kind of puts up with me. And so my fear is that if I ask someone for help and they like, that's a point, that's a place where people like where the rubber hits the road,
Right.
where people like to
Rubber
put their
meets the road. Yeah.
money where their mouth is,
Right.
like you've said you've liked me, you said we're friends, and now I'm going to ask you for help. And like, what's going to happen?
Right.
To me, it's like this,
So
like,
it feels scary.
it feels like, oh no. Cause like if someone says, no, I'm busy, it's not like I melt down.
Right.
I'm emotionally healthy enough
Yes.
to realize that's not what that means.
Right.
But there's still some sort of like inner child wound, something way deep down that is fearful of that. And so instead of experiencing those emotions or heading towards those emotions, I default to like, I can just do it myself.
Yeah.
Like this last collection we had we did advertising.
Yeah.
And so there's a friend here who does that.
Yeah.
And I asked him for help
Yeah.
early on. And I knew that I could not do it on my own. But I
Right.
also knew that he was going to say yes. And I just like, but there was a period of time where I was like, we don't need Facebook ads.
That you were turning down the whole thought or opportunity
Yep, we don't need any of that.
simply in the
Because-
name of not wanting to ask.
Not wanting to ask anyone for help.
Right.
Like I will just figure out another way. Like to me, it's like I'd rather not do that altogether, which it ended
Yes.
up being very successful and worthwhile.
Yeah.
And actually kind of redeemed a slow start of a collection that didn't do as well as some of our past ones.
Yeah.
It ended up being like the bright spot.
Yeah.
And like all it took from me was asking for help.
Right.
And I would have ignored that. And then if I go back in time and I'm like, okay, let's walk this out as TJ not asking for help, then there's no bright spot in that collection. Now I'm Googling bridges. And so to me, it was like, wow, asking for help is really an amazing thing. And this is this is why I wanted to talk about it, because I know, one, we have mostly women listening to this podcast. And I know that there are probably so many wives out there or girlfriends or members of a family who just like don't want to ask for help in the name of, I don't want to bother people. Like,
Yeah, that's a big one.
Because I feel like that's
probably-
sometimes
That's probably way in the back of mine.
yeah.
Mine has to do more with like expectations and disappointment. And so I'd rather just do it myself.
Right.
Because I don't ever want to feel disappointed.
Yep.
And people are always disappointing.
Yep.
I don't mean that exclusively, but like that people are a way to be disappointed.
Yep.
And so it's like, no thanks. I'll just do it myself. But I'm not up in the front seat consciously having that conversation with myself. That's just like maybe I did as a kid.
Yeah.
Maybe there was a moment of like, oh, A+B = C. No thanks.
I'm just not going to do this
I'm just not going to
equation.
do that.
Yeah.
And so then I've stuck with it for so long that when somebody's like, do you need help? I am so genuine and sincere when I say, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
I really mean that. It's not the right answer.
No.
It's not actually what I need.
Right.
But I'm not like, can I say BSing? Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah, I think that's allowed. I mean, you're a hella Christian, so I think you
Okay,
can say
okay,
that. I
okay.
can't say that, but
Right.
you can.
I'm not
And if you guys could pray for her, that'd be great.
like, I'm not trying to do that to the person or even to myself, lie to anybody, but
Yeah.
I genuinely believe I'm good.
And so
Why, when you press, are you sure? I'm like, yes.
I'm like, because you don't seem good.
Right,
You seem like a little bit frantic, if I can be honest.
right.
And so here's what I would say to those people who don't want to be a bother. They don't want to ask help because they don't want to be a bother. You are dictating the way someone gets to love you. And I just feel like that is not good.
Right.
Like, I signed up for this. We set our vows almost 13 years ago
Yep.
at the end of the month. Incredible.
End of May.
End of May. Yeah.
I still don't know the exact date because I don't know how many days are in May, but
It's kind of
We're
a
good.
May.
so soon.
That meme is
It's gonna be May.
anyways, I just feel like that, and that's what ends up frustrating me the most is like you have allowed yourself to get stressed or frantic or anxious about certain things happening,
Right.
and I haven't been able to play any sort of role in that. Like I have been, the door has been, like let's say you walk into a room and this is your like I'm going to try to just get a visual picture for this.
Okay.
You open this door to this one room building, and this is like your anxious room.
Right.
This is like all the things swirl, like literally the building, the room doesn't have gravity. Everything's swirling around.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what to make for dinner? This thing that you tried to design, that you were trying to design.
Yeah.
The kids wanting snacks for the 900th time. Like
snack.
the fact that the girls' room is mostly just toys on the ground, and we think there's a carpet there. Like all that stuff, just
Carpet for the
carpet.
idea.
Yeah. The
Should I
idea.
pursue it or not?
Oh,
Swirling.
Didn't I have an idea?
Oh, it was terrible. I said, this is worse than carpet for.
Okay, we'll get to that at the end of episode. This
You're
is
going to remember it?
yeah, I remember it.
Okay. Oh, yes. Oh, my goodness. Okay.
Anyways,
I'm in the room.
So you're
I'm
in the room.
swirly room.
and to me, it's like I don't want you to go into that room as your husband, as someone who loves you and cares about you. I don't want you to go into that room. I would rather open the door and grab whatever needs to be done and pull it out of the room and then work on it together.
Yeah.
Because that's a one-person room. And so I feel like when you don't ask someone for help in your life, you are shutting them out.
Shutting the door.
Shutting that door and just swirling around in that room. And the person who's outside that door feels helpless.
Yeah.
And that helplessness ends up leading to frustration, which leads to anger. And then you end up fighting over something that the root of it is really just a desire to help.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of marriage frustration happens there. And so I would just like the whole.
I mean, if you take it back to the 4-year-old, like, bless her, when she's being the way she is and doesn't want any help.
You mean when she burns with the passion of 1,000 burning suns?
Specifically over something that I really know I could help her with, or that I know as an adult, honey, you literally can't do this on your own. So I'm
Right.
just going to wait for you to get there. I'll be standing here.
Yeah.
That is a way that I love her, by helping her
Yep.
and teaching her things and showing her ways of doing things.
Yeah.
And so I do feel very left out.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just saying that even like a child, as always,
Yeah.
excuse me, mirrors what we as adults are often
Yeah.
feeling. Theirs is on the outside.
Yeah. Theirs is
Ours
just
is
so raw emotion, and
Yeah.
ours is so internally like chaotic.
Right.
And so, yeah, I really just like the only reason I was like, Brooke, when Brooke asked me what I wanted to talk about this week, I really wanted to talk about this because I think that there are for sure some of you listening that have not asked for help in days, weeks, months, years,
Ever.
or ever. And your life is suffering because of it. Not because you're making life harder, like that's part of it. But to me, that's just a small part. The
Yeah.
bigger part is that you are shutting people out from connecting with you and from being with you and doing life with you and being in the trenches with you. And
it's
like,
a form of, I'm just speaking for myself. It's a form of control. It's
Yeah.
a form of, I'm going to keep all this at arm's length because then I'm not responsible for it.
yeah,
if I just can control it all and do it all, then if it all goes to poop, well, it's my fault.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's this weird,
Yeah, it's control for sure, 100%. And it's like, I don't think like we, you know, with Jesus in our salvation, we had to let him in. You know, that is the perfect example of needing help. We were incapable of saving ourselves.
yeah,
And we needed Jesus to save us. That is an example of other areas of our lives.
right.
We are incapable of doing life completely in solitude and alone and excluded from other
Yeah.
people. Like,
And I was just saying that to you because you said, you know, we're not supposed to do life alone. And I said, I agree. Here's what I think we hear though, when
Yeah.
somebody says that. Hey guys, don't do life alone.
be in a small group.
Join a small group.
Right.
Or, okay, let's have our neighbors over for dinner.
Yeah.
Or let's all meet at the park. Like when I hear it, I think of this like it's a social thing.
Right.
Don't do life alone. Be around people. Find your community. There is value in that.
Absolutely.
I'm not anti that.
No.
What I don't think is don't do life alone. Okay. What does that look like? I should ask for help.
Right. That's true.
I'm not connecting those two, and I should be.
You absolutely should be.
Yeah.
And I think that there are a lot of people listening that absolutely should be. And again, I'm preaching to myself as well. But I just feel like there is something, I don't know. I just feel like there's something there for someone to just like, you need to ask for help. And so maybe we end this one with I'm going to end it with my brilliant idea, but
Oof. I don't think they're ready for this jelly. I don't think so.
and jelly's part of it.
Toast?
Toast, peanut butter,
Anything.
anything. It's incredible.
It's so bad.
But I would just like, I really wanted this episode to just be like an encouragement to those of you who've not asked for help, who really struggle to ask for help. It's a challenge. Like, ask for help this week and where you need it or where you've been avoiding it. And like, you know, I'll give an example for me. Like, I want to lose weight.
Right.
And so I need help doing that.
Right.
This will get into our idea, but my idea. I don't want to give you any credit for that.
Okay.
And so
Yeah,
like I
please
know
don't.
that part of my like I need help knowing what to eat, how to eat, when to eat,
Right.
all that kind of stuff. It's just not like the exercise part, no problem.
Yeah.
I actually really enjoy exercise.
Yes.
And if you show me a new exercise video of some trendy exercise, I'm probably going to buy it. And I'll do it for 2 months. I'm all in. And so like I need help. So I downloaded this app called Noom,
Right.
which like teaches me how to eat better. And like I need help with that. And so and the other thing I think I need help with is I don't think I use my exercise to its fullest potential by like doing the like protein shake thing afterwards.
Yeah.
And so the next time I'm at the gym, I'm going to ask the guy that runs it, what's the supplement that I need to
And
take?
he literally just said,
Yeah.
ask me and I will help you.
Yeah. And I
then
was
we're
like,
it's
oh,
not me though. I don't need it.
yeah, I don't need help. I'm fine. Look at my body. I'm
Can't move my feet in the morning, but I'm fine. And I know guac is extra.
So yeah, so just a challenge, encouragement, just a little
Yeah.
push to ask for help this week. And like,
Like for me, someone that's like so practical in that sense and loves the question, what does it look like? Like if that's you, or if you listening, make a to-do list every week, or you've got
Yeah.
some running, like wherever, literally write down next to it, like, you know, whatever, dash who you're going to ask. Or like highlight anything highlighted in orange are tasks that somebody could help you with.
yeah,
You have to boil it down to be that practical, or someone like me, I'll just forget.
yep,
And a whole week will go by and I'll be like, I don't know if I intentionally asked
yeah.
anybody. I'll do it next week. And a week goes by.
And I think that there's also something like, there's something incredible in your family too, you know, especially those of you that have kids, you know, especially young kids. If you cultivate an environment and a habit of asking for help, and if your kids see you ask each other for help and give help and receive help, they will learn about that.
Yes.
And it's like, and so like maybe your list is like, I need to clean out the pantry.
Right.
Who can I ask for help? Well, I'm going to ask my 7-year-old.
Yeah.
Like maybe that's the person you put on your list to
Yeah.
show, I need your help with this. Let's do it.
Yeah.
You know, like I can't do this without you. Like if we teach those habits young, they won't have these weird conversations of swirliness, you know,
Well, they won't be in there. They shouldn't be as in their heads about,
Yeah.
I need help with something. Oh, that must be bad.
Yeah.
Like, it's not.
So, yeah. So anyways, I hope you guys are encouraged by that. Now, without further ado, my idea.
Does it have a name?
Not yet.
Okay. We'll get there.
I'm trying to think of one.
It's okay.
So, Brooke, shall we start with Carpetvore?
We've said that. We've talked about Carpetvore
Okay.
twice.
If you haven't listened, I'll give you the quick pitch on Carpetvore. Carpetvore is a type of flooring you put in your house that when you drop trash or crumbs, it
eats it. It absorbs it.
absorbs it.
So you don't have to clean your floor.
So
Don't worry, it won't eat your feet.
Yeah.
There's technology for that.
The technology is super advanced.
gonna be great.
We're still in pre-production on it.
Oh, yeah.
We're in early.
Pre-pitch, pre all of it.
So
But
this started.
TM.
Don't steal it.
No. Guys, I know you want to.
But don't. So this started this new map that I downloaded
Yes.
to eat healthier and understand that I can't eat a bag of sour candy every day.
Right. It's not the best idea.
Yeah, I didn't know that, but now I do. Thanks, Noom. You scan your barcode and it
Right.
tells you like how many. You're like, oh, I'm gonna eat a cup of this, and it gives
Right.
you. So it's like any sort of diet and fitness app now. Like almost
Right.
all of them have the barcode scanner. And so I said, what would be great, bro? It's so dumb. If the technology existed that I didn't have to scan anything,
Right.
that as soon as I put it in my mouth, it knew
Right.
what it was.
Knew what it was, and it knew how much you ate based on the weight that went into your body.
It said chip up on it, and then I was like, and you wouldn't even need to put something in your mouth.
No, you wanted something. It started with you wanting something weird inside you. And then I said, no, why can't we attach the chip to our teeth?
And I was
That's
like,
what I said.
yeah. I said, all right, now we're spitballing some good ideas. I said, what if it was a scanner in your nose?
Right. What if your nose holes were the scanner? So anything that went in, it knew, and then it knew.
Because it knew the quantity.
And then somehow it measures the weight. But then we got into like, people would trick it
Yeah, people would
This is
hold a piece
faulty.
of broccoli
over the Oreo.
over the Oreo and shove the Oreo in their
Lies.
mouth. And so there are some updates that need to happen
Yeah.
after version 1. But that
Yeah.
was
I get it. It would
these
be
are
helpful.
actual conversations that Brooke and I have in our house when our kids are in bed, and we're
I mean, somebody has to solve the world's problems.
and we are
I think
on.
it's us.
And if anything's going to solve the world's issues, it's going to be a
Self-absorbing
self-absorbing
carpet,
living
organism carpet. I'm
doesn't
telling you,
eat your feet,
still my best idea.
and a nose scanner, so you know how many calories you're eating. If we get those two things done, world peace is right around the corner.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. For sure.
Well, thank you for listening. Thank you for making us a part of your week.
Yes.
The tea of the month comes out at the end of this month on the 30th. Use the code CRAZY
Yep.
to get 1 day, not the code, use the password
Yes.
CRAZY to get 1 day early access for a design that we know what it looks like, but we're not certain what it says. We'll all find out together this week when
Gonna
it
be
comes
awesome.
in. Yeah, anyways, thanks for listening. Thanks for making us part of your week. Okay, I love you. Bye.